Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. AEW Dynasty ushered in several new champions as well as the return of scapegoat Jack Perry. What will be the fallout on Dynamite? Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the first May edition of Dynamite and the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE preparing for Jacob Fatu's debut. Is there heat on the rock over WrestleMania comments? John Cena appearing at Backlash? Is Vince McMahon looking frail? WWE expanding speed division, and more. As always, we won't recap the show, but look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. The good. Young Bucks takeover is a breath of fresh air. The Young Bucks evil authority gimmick is a breath of fresh air in AEW. While the trope has been overused in the WWE for decades, this is the first time AEW is exploring this storytelling tool, and so far, it's working well. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson explained why they're still employed in AEW thanks to founder status in their contract, and how they're able to run the show in place of Tony Khan. Khan's attempt to run the show ran into so-called technical difficulties. It's good to see a wrestling promotion answer questions that explain why a storyline is plausible, and if AEW can maintain this plausibility, the storyline could be a major boost for AEW, especially if AEW doesn't have it overstay its welcome. Women's division improving weekly. Does AEW have a plan for rebuilding its women's division into something watchable? Judging from the introduction of new talent and a focus on booking better workers on Dynamite, tonight's Serena Deeb vs. Mariah May match was a good setup for Deeb vs. Storm. While Wrestlelamia thinks Toni Storm is going to keep the women's title until a top player like Camille debuts, Deeb vs. Storm has the potential for a good match. No Mercedes, no problem. Speaking of the women's division, it was good to see Mercedes Moné take a break from Dynamite. Wrestlelamia has nothing against Moné, but having her appear on TV just to cut promos is something that falls into the law of diminishing returns. It's been said that familiarity breeds contempt, and some fans and critics are already complaining about why Mercedes hasn't wrestled a match yet. Christian never forgets. Good grades for AEW for setting up Swerve Strickland's Double or Nothing title defense by having the Young Bucks flex their authority and book him against Christian Cage. Even better, Christian Cage took the seemingly random opportunity to remind fans of what a petty person he is by telling Swerve he never forgets, whether it's Swerve's attack on Nick Wayne months ago, or Swerve losing their tag match at All In. Is Adam Copeland losing it? Is the House of Black driving Adam Copeland to the edge of insanity with its mind games? While Copeland has said he doesn't think the fans want to boo him, the potential makes for a strong storyline, not only for Copeland, but for Malachi Black, whose heel character is worth developing. More marquee matches. This week's Dynamite featured less Rampage-level matches and booked some big bouts, including Chris Jericho vs. Katsuyori Shibata, Adam Copeland vs. Buddy Matthews, and Mariah May vs. Serena Deeb. What made these matches stand out was that they were competitive contests, and they also forwarded storylines. Good build-up for Double or Nothing. Double or Nothing is over 3 weeks away, but AEW isn't wasting time hyping up the show or building up matches. The competition with WWE is too fierce to leave anything to chance, especially when AEW charges $49.95 for pay-per-views. The bad. Stop whispering. So cliched. While a Don Callis-Orange Cassidy alliance is intriguing, having Callis whisper magic words into Cassidy's ear is another example of a bit that has quickly become cliche. Rather than making fans ask, what did he or she say, they're asking, who cares? The downright ugly. Nothing ugly. It looks like AEW is trying to build some momentum from the Elite's attempted AEW takeover, and hopefully, the ratings will show some improvement. News. Wyatt 6 members revealed. Topping today's news is the latest clue concerning Uncle Howdy's potential return to WWE, and a possible answer to the question of whether he'll be bringing some friends. The WWE has been releasing various clues on TV that fans believe are a build-up to Uncle Howdy's return. While that hasn't been confirmed, the various QR codes and videos they lead to have fueled debate about what they mean. Now another clue has supposedly been cracked, and the results are astonishing. Ex-user Chris broke down a recent clue with a seemingly random collection of numbers and letters, UDENJ51A, tweeting, "This could actually be the Wyatt 6. U equals Uncle Howdy, E equals Erick Rowan, D equals Dexter Lumis, N equals Nikki Cross, J equals Joe Gacy. 5 plus 1 equals 6, Wyatt 6. A equals Alexa Bliss. It's a clever clue if accurate, and the possible solution is sure to have fans talking. If it's accurate, the next question is when Howdy and company will return. Erick Rowan signs with WWE. Another clue that Uncle Howdy is building the Wyatt Six is the recent news that former WWE superstar Erick Rowan is returning to WWE. PW Insider reports that Rowan, who enjoyed a successful run in the Wyatt family, has signed a new contract with WWE. Rowan was released in 2020, and while he appeared twice for AEW, he's otherwise remained out of the spotlight for any big promotions. WWE preparing Jacob Fatu's debut? Is the WWE preparing for Jacob Fatu's debut? Fans have been curious when the latest member of the legendary NOIE wrestling family would show up, especially as rumor has it he's been signed for some time. Now, PW Insider is reporting that Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Solo Sikoa were seen at WWE's headquarters. Could this lead to Fatu showing up at Saturday's Backlash event? Tama Tonga wrestles first match. It appears the WWE had a warm-up match for Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa as the two Bloodline brothers prepare for their match against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens at Backlash, France. Wrestle Features is reporting, Tama Tonga just made his in-ring WWE debut in Italy. Tonga teamed with Solo Sikoa to take on Randy Orton and LA Knight. Tama fans who watched him wrestle before are likely eager to see how WWE books him, especially against two bona fide main eventers this Saturday. Cody's Colossal goals. Current Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes has a huge goal now that he's captured the Undisputed Championship. Speaking on the Cheap Heat show, Rhodes revealed, "A long-term goal for me, I would like to be the most profitable talent that WWE has ever had. And I know who hangs in that group. You know, your Austin 316s, your Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, your John Cenas. I know what I've been doing, and I know the length that I have to keep doing this for the goal to become a reality." Cody Rhodes has some big shoes to fill if he wants to reach his goals, and yet Rhodes also has all the goods to make them happen. Do you think Cody can fulfill his quest? Rock getting backstage heat? Is there backstage heat on The Rock for taking credit for making wrestling cool again and turning WrestleMania 40 into the WWE's biggest mania yet? Dave Meltzer discussed these rumors on Wrestling Observer Radio. I mean, there's obviously a lot of people who were resentful. No one can say anything bad about him publicly. But that, there were people who were very resentful of him going like, I came back in wrestling school after, WWE had, a tremendous year. And, the idea that he's kind of trying to take credit for this resurgence that happened a year before he came back. Meltzer pointed out that The Rock's contributions were undeniable. No, there were even people who were very negative on him readily admit that when he came in, it made the brand more popular, that he drove TV ratings to a great degree. He helped drive this WrestleMania to be the biggest today. What do you think of any possible resentment against The Rock? John Cena preparing for surprise appearance at Backlash France. Could John Cena make a surprise appearance at Backlash France? While Cena is reportedly busy with the second season of Peacemaker, John Cena was spotted in Nice, France. Naturally, fans are already buzzing whether Cena will show up. If he does, it's another reminder of how dedicated he is to the WWE Universe by appearing despite a busy schedule. Vince McMahon looking frail? A recent video of Vince McMahon stepping out, more like hobbling out for a night on the town, has some observers questioning whether Vinnie Mac's health is poor. X-account Wrestling Travel posted video of McMahon, along with the caption, "Vince McMahon has been spotted and looking frail." Judging from the video, the 78-year-old seasoned citizen is looking worse for wear compared to the robust, muscle-bound septuagenarian fans are used to. However, before everyone wonders how long until Vince will enter assisted living, it's important to remember that he's still recovering from spinal surgery last summer that was reportedly pretty intensive. It's also important to note Vince is facing some major allegations in civil court that could lead to criminal charges. While Wrestlelamia isn't accusing McMahon of trying to give off a vibe as a broken-down old man for sympathy, longtime fans will remember Vince rocking a neck brace when he was on trial for allegedly supplying steroids. Do you think Vince is in bad shape physically? Let us know in the comments below. WWE Speed expanding the female roster? As the WWE wraps up the crowning of its first Speed champion, a new report indicates Triple H plans to expand the new concept into the female division. Kenny Omega's close call. Kenny Omega confirmed a rumor that's been going around ever since he revealed he was hospitalized for his diverticulitis, that he was 24 hours away from dying. Thankfully, Omega got to the hospital after he was convinced he should be checked out, and while his future in wrestling remains uncertain, his health is stabilized. Powerhouse Hobbs injury update. It appears AEW fans won't be seeing Powerhouse Hobbs in action for a while, as Fightful Select reports the big man needs surgery to repair an injury he suffered last week during his match against Jon Moxley. No word on an expected return date at this moment, but Wrestlelamia will continue monitoring this story and sends its best to Powerhouse for a speedy recovery. Gunther gets world title shot. Last but not least, congrats to Gunther for landing his first WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. Daring General recently competed in a fatal 4-way match against Damian Priest, Chad Gable, and Jey Uso. Gunther didn't win, but many fans believe it's inevitable that he'll become the world champion. Well guys, there you have it, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, and Wrestlemania's analysis of the first May edition of Dynamite, including our look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. What did you think of the show? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.